Charcoal pellets. And we're gonna do the low and slow. Going high and fast at 350. It can't decide whether it wants to rain or the sun wants to come out. It's one of those days where it's just back and forth, and it makes it hard to, to do video, but we're gonna do the best we can. And that's because I have a great video for you today. There's a lot of opinions, we'll say, on how to cook chicken so that you get, a good skin, a crispy skin, or at least the skin that you can bite through. Should we do that at 250? Or should we do 250 and raise it at the end to 425, or do it at 350? There's so many different philosophies. I think we can all agree that super low and slow temperatures like 225 is not gonna be hot enough to render that fat that's underneath the skin. And so what you're gonna end up with is a rubbery skin. So one way to tackle that is, and we're just gonna keep this on temperatures. We're not gonna get into additives and you should do this and do that. We're just strictly going off temperatures with this trial. And we're gonna keep everything else the same, but we're gonna start at 250. We're gonna compare those two. We're gonna see what starting off low and slow and finishing high does in comparison to cooking at what I'm gonna call high, 375.
You big dummy.
All the way through. And that's the target of this video, is to help us all raise our game when it comes to barbecue chicken. Let's get started. And 2.7 seconds later, it's downpouring. Now, since we're using charcoal on the Masterbuilt charcoal smoker, we're gonna try and kind of equal out the differences that might come from the different wood types by using charcoal pellets. It's the Masterbuilt 1050 gravity smoker. If you haven't seen me use this, I encourage you to go back through the channel and check out some videos from the past, where I've done cooks on here. I've done a review on it. And I think I'm gonna do a more in-depth review here soon. This thing has been a beast. I've got her on, and I've got the temperature set at 250, and the fan comes right on as soon as the dead man switches are down, which is from all the doors that it has, and it'll start bringing it up to temp. And just fill it to the top. Almost to the top. Very simple stuff today, guys. 2 chickens, the same weight. If you haven't tried this, get on Amazon or go to their website right now and buy some. I promise you'll thank me later. And the secret weapon, the Jacquard, which is gonna help us tenderize this meat and keep it nice and juicy. All right, very important to dry these guys off. That'll help make sure we get a nice crispy skin. Let's get the Rectech up to 350. Here we go. Both of these guys are fairly accurate, but we're gonna do the fast and hot chicken on the Rectech, and we're gonna do the low and slow chicken on the Masterbuilt gravity smoker. All right, we're exactly 1 hour in. Our chicken that's on the Rectech going high and fast at 350 is probe 1. and it just hit 123. Over on the Masterbuilt, we're at 85. You can see the difference in temperature. We're cooking at 350 versus 250, just 100 degrees, and look how much of a difference it makes in time as far as, you know, your progress in cooking. On the Masterbuilt, we started at 250 and we raised it. Once we got up to about 115, 120, we raised that temperature, start low and then finish high. Let's see how it compares to a chicken that's done consistently at 350. Little bit of a tug with the skin. Let's see how some breast meat does. Some breast meat, skin on. Let's see how the bite is. The meat is incredibly juicy, and you can see the skin was bite through. Rectech wing, cooked at a consistent 350 degrees. Skin was a little bit less chewy, more flavor, and it's more juicy. Let's try the breast meat. This is from the 350, consistent temp. Major difference. Wow. That's so interesting. I thought for sure the 350, the Rectech, was going to have it beat after I took that first bite of the wing. But it wasn't even close. The skin was way more chewy and rubbery on the Rectech, on that consistent 350. That's interesting. They're both absolutely delicious, but I have to tell you that, and this is probably, if I had to pick one to start with, this is probably the opposite of what I would have thought. I thought the 350 consistent would have been a better skin, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It was definitely a more chewy skin. The starting low and finishing high had better skin. However, the consistent 350 on the pellet grill had a better flavor. So I don't know. Maybe that's the chicken. Maybe it's the method. It's hard to say. But it's very interesting. So if I had to pick one, and that was the only one I could do from here on out, I would start low and finish high, which is the opposite of what I thought was going to happen. So just why I like doing this stuff. You know, it's interesting. It's fun. It's delicious, but it's very interesting. It's stuff like this that kind of really starts the wheels turning, and it gets you guys inspired to do some stuff and some testing and some trials and see what you can come up with. Do me a really big favor. If you want to support the channel, please share the video with a family member, a friend, or on your social media wall. Share it on your social media wall so that more people can pick up that love for barbecue and the backyard cooking that we have with it. It's just an absolutely wonderful time. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.